Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on October 28, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Houston Astros vs Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies are 9-2 thus far in the playoffs and have done so well being the underdog in all three series thus far. The team snuck into the playoffs late in the season after bouncing back from a mediocre start to the season that led to the firing of manager Joe Girardi and the promotion of bench coach Rob Thomson to interim manager. Thomson was rewarded with a 2-year contract and the interim tag has been removed. In the playoffs, the Phillies have gone 4-2 on the road and 5-0 at home thus far. First baseman Rhys Hoskins has also bashed 5 home runs and 11 RBI in the playoffs, including home runs in 3 straight games to close out the NLCS. One other offensive player to keep an eye on is NL home run leader Kyle Schwarber. The Astros are hitting just .227 as a team in the playoffs, but have hit 12 home runs in just 7 games. Jeremy Pena is starting to look like a future superstar with a team leading 3 home runs and 22 total bases. Houston finished the regular season 55-26 at home and have gone 4-0 at home in the postseason. The Phillies, with the 5-game series win over San Diego, were able to line up their rotation to their choosing heading into Game 1. The Phillies' top 2 starters, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, have combined to go 3-2 in the playoffs thus far. Lefty Ranger Suarez will likely start Game 3 against an Astros team that is 42-12 against lefties this season. If the Phillies go with a 4-man rotation, Noah Syndergaard seems like the likely starter after going 1-0 with a 2.89 ERA against the Astros while pitching for the Angels this season. The Phillies' bullpen has featured 4 key performers in the playoffs. Hard-throwing lefty Jose Alvarado, Zach Eflin, David Robertson and Seranthony Dominguez. Alvarado already has 3 holds in the playoffs, and Dominguez has struck out 15 batters in just over 7 innings. He has shown that he can finish games and give the team multiple innings. Eflin has looked much better as a middle reliever than he has as a starter this season. Finally, Robertson has 2 holds and a save in the playoffs, as he seems to have found his form again. Nola will get the ball on Friday night and has pitched 17.1 innings in the playoffs while allowing 16 hits and allowed 6 earned runs. He has averaged 9.35 K9 in the playoffs and a whip of 1.10. Nola faced the Astros once this season and was dominant. He allowed just 2 hits in 6.2 innings while striking out 9 batters in a 3-0 Phillies win in Houston. The Phillies come into the World Series solid on both the road and at home. They are putting up much better offensive numbers at home but have found a way to win on the road. In Game 1s, they are a perfect 3-0 thus far in the playoffs. The Astros have yet to lose a game, but this one feels like a game that they are quite vulnerable. Verlander has had 2 starts in the playoffs and has pitched unevenly in his 2 starts, both on extremely long rest. In the playoff opener against the Mariners, while pitching on 7 days rest, Verlander allowed 10 hits and 6 runs in an eventual Astros come-from-behind win. In his second start, pitching on 8 days rest, he was much better as he went 6.1 innings while allowing 3 hits and striking out 11. He comes into this matchup on 9 days rest so he will be fresh, but will he be sharp? Nola, meanwhile, has pitched better with longer rest in the playoffs. In his first start, on 5 full days rest, he allowed 4 hits without a run. In his next start against Atlanta, with an extra day's rest, he struck out 6 with just 1 unearned run. His roughest performance was against the Padres on normal rest, allowing 6 runs on 7 hits in 4.2 innings. He now comes into Game 1 on 8 days rest and with the knowledge that he dominated this Astros lineup at the beginning of October. I like the Astros to keep up their streak of Game 1 wins and Nola to take full advantage of the extra rest. Take the Phillies with a money line. While the Astros have a formidable lineup with experienced hitters, pitching has gotten them to this point. They have a team ERA of 1.88 in the playoffs thus far and have struck out 11.1 batters per 9 innings. Houston's top 2 pitchers match up very well with the Phillies' top 2 pitchers. Justin Verlander and Framber Valdez have gone a combined 2-0 in the playoffs, with Valdez particularly effective with a 1.42 ERA in 2 starts. Verlander survived a rough first start to strike out 11 Yankees in 6 innings in the ALCS opener. Houston can easily go 4 deep in the World Series, with Christian Javier now likely to get the Game 3 start after his dominant performance in Game 3 against New York. The Houston bullpen is as good as any in baseball. They had the best bullpen ERA in the regular season, and that is carried over into the playoffs, with a playoff-leading 0.82 ERA. Their bullpen has struck out 42 batters and has a 0.73 whip. Brian Abreu, Rafael Montero, Hector Neris and Ryan Stanek all have been used effectively to get to closer Ryan Presley. The Astros do not possess a left-hander in the bullpen to take on Schwarber or Harper, but their righties have been extremely effective. Verlander gets the nod in Game 1 and becomes just the second pitching in baseball history, along with Roger Clemens, to start a World Series game in 3 different decades. Verlander faced Philadelphia once this season in October and got the win in a 10-0 Houston victory. He went 5 innings and struck out 10 batters in the win. Not many people thought the Phillies would be in this position after firing former manager Joe Girardi in June. The team had a record of 22-29 but was able to make a dramatic turnaround and qualify for the playoffs via the wild card. Philadelphia defeated not 1 but 2 divisional winning teams. They defeated St. Louis 2-0 in a 3-game wild card set to advance to the National League Divisional Series. In that round, they defeated the National League East winners, Atlanta Braves, in 4 games. In the latest round, the Phillies took it to the Padres to win the NLCS and win the pennant in 5 games. The Phillies have been on fire as they are scoring runs and shutting down opposing batters. Philadelphia scored an average of 5 runs against the Padres. They allowed just 3.8 runs in that series, too. Star player Bryce Harper is hitting .419 to lead the Phillies this postseason. He has 11 RBIs and 5 home runs in the 11 games that they have played in October. One of those home runs was a go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 8th inning to give the Phillies the 4-3 lead in Game 5. His home run was the difference as the Phillies went on to win the game and clinch the series, sending them to the World Series for the first time since 2009. The Houston Astros have found themselves in this spot for the 4th time in the past 6 years. They are slowly becoming a dynasty before our eyes as they expect to be in the playoffs each time. Their lone World Series title was in 2017, which was tainted due to a cheating scandal that rocked the sports world. Houston is extra determined to wash that bad taste out of their mouths and to win this World Series. Last year, the Braves beat the Astros 4-2 as Atlanta hoisted the trophy. This year, the Astros won the American League West Division handily. In the playoffs, they have yet to drop a game as they swept the Mariners in the American League Divisional Series. In the following round, they dominated the Yankees by sweeping them to win the pennant. The Astros averaged 4.5 runs against the Yankees in their 4-game sweep of the Bronx Bombers. The Yankees could not get anything going on offenses as the Astros' pitching was perfect. New York scored an average of 2.25 runs in the 4-game set. 3 players for Houston are hitting a batting average of .300. Jeremy Pena is hitting .303, Alex Bregman is hitting an average of .333, and Yuli Gurriel leads the team with an average of .367. Pena leads the team in the home runs category as he has 3 to his name in the month of October. Runs will be at a premium this entire series as the pitching is top-notch. It will be no different on Friday night. Verlander allowed 1 earned run and 3 hits against the Yankees in the ALCS. Against the Phillies earlier this year, Verlander threw 5 innings of 0 hits, 0 runs and 10 strikeouts. The Phillies will start Aaron Nola, who gave up only 2 hits and 0 runs in 6.2 innings of work to the Astros earlier this year. The under is 6-2 in Phillies' last 8 interleague road games. The under is 5-1 in Astros' last 6 overall. Take the under 6.5 goals.